Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome along to your Rangers Rabble Podcast on the afternoon show. I'm Brian, the host today. As Martin would have told you this morning, he was feeling pretty rubbish, so he asked if I would host today. And joining me today, we have Trev. Trev, how are we?
I'm okay, mate. I'm okay. Does anyone else ever see themselves nodding along to the intro for the podcast? I love it. I love it. Well done, Martin. We may take the piss out of you for many things in this podcast, but you chose well at the start there, mate. Whoever you stole that one off, it's pretty good. I'm good, mate. I'm good. I don't know why I'm good for a Monday, but I am.
Yep, absolutely.
Yes.
Sniper, yep. After last week's shenanigans, I am making a point of being on time, and there's no Martin. Absolutely, Lyndon. No Martin.
Were you early? Were you technically no early, mate, by a few seconds?
Maybe by a couple of seconds. But I always like to try and get as close to the 12:00 as possible, so that there is no accusations of being late. Or
what happened last time, Brian? Was there technical issues?
I got logged out of the StreamYard just as I was away to start. I was speaking to the guy from Sheffield Wednesday, and I says, right, we're just going to go live. And I went to hit live, and I went, you've been logged out. And I went, well, clearly haven't, because I'm sitting here speaking to him. And then,
So someone else is trying to log in at the same time. StreamYard's people, you can only give out your, it's a whole thing with a code. You can only give it out to a few people at once. And if someone else tries to get in it, you're kicked out.
So that was that. So yeah, but Connor saved the day. Connor saved the day and did it. So yes, we will be speaking lots of things today, but first up is the John Souttar story, Trev. Now, this was one I think nobody was expecting. You know, of all the centre halves that were getting linked, that were getting, you know, the outs, could you say? I don't think John Souttar was top of that list, was it?
No, I hope, Brian, at some point you've got some point towards maybe the second half of the pod to discuss the proper thing. I would like to mention that. But before we get to that, of course, it seems it's a defensive day today, isn't it? That came out of left field 100%, and I'm kind of not surprised because he is a pretty solid player. He is I know he has some brain fart sometimes, but he is a pretty decent defender for us. There's no guarantees he will be a start for us, but it's up to him to try and prove us wrong that he's worth a start. What is it with Trabzonspor and Rangers players? Is there a Rangers mole in there or something that's why have they got such a
fascination with our players?
It's and then because they've got a couple at the moment, and I did hear who put the rumour in about bloody Lundstrom maybe coming back to Rangers. Whoever put that in, man, in the WhatsApp chat, that wasn't funny. I had nightmares that night. Thank you, whoever done that. It's horrible, Brian. It's horrible. I don't want Soapy to go. Do you want him to go?
I don't think so. No, I think of all the centre halves that we've had, I think John Souttar is at least.
Bomb scare.
But I mean, I think for just the Scottish quota as well, we need to keep him. You know, it's not just the fact that he's a centre half. I think we've got to keep him purely for the Scottish quota as well, because you know that's something the club's got to start looking at. You know, very quickly is the fact that you know the Scottish quota is not exactly high. I mean, we've got Cameron, we've got Barron, we've got Souttar, we've got Kelly, and then after that, you're starting to. I'm not saying scrape the barrel, but sort of first team, you know, starters. You're starting to struggle, aren't you?
Well, that's a good. I'm glad you brought that up, Brian, because it is a bigger issue than maybe we realise. That I think Martin made the point. I don't know who asked him, if it was David Edgar or someone else. Like you've went and got quite a few English players at the moment, because understandably that's the market. You know, they're like Championship and League One, and that's all right. He did make the point. He did make the point of, you know, at least at a bare minimum, we want a British identity in there. And I went, aye, okay, I make that. British players tend to know what it's, maybe not directly, but it's like to play for Rangers. But they know of the club. They know somewhat of the history and expectations. And British football, in terms of mentality, can be pretty similar, I think, between the home nations. So I get it. But if we don't have... I want to see more Scottish players in the team. Now, if they're not good enough, that's fine, because if they're good enough to go to Feck in Italy, don't they, as we know. But we need to be getting in there earlier and getting a couple of Scottish players, because it's identity. It's what you say. It's the bums on the benches for the European games. And then we have a British identity, which isn't necessarily a bad thing because we're a British club, but first and foremost, I want more Scottish players in there, mate.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, as you say, if they're not good enough, then that's a completely different, situation. But I do think Souttar's, like, say for example, if Cody came in, right, I'm throwing it out there. I think Souttar and him would pair up pretty well, purely because I think Souttar's the more ball playing centre half, whereas Cody's the sort of tackler and does the dirty work. So I think when he's paired with somebody that does the dirty stuff, that's all they don't like to come out from the back and pass. I think Souttar gets on better like that, doesn't he?
He does, and I think that's why we're starting to get defence together that can complement one another, different skill sets, different assets to their game. I, at this stage, couldn't tell you who we could play together at the back because I didn't watch it. I don't watch a lot of football outside Rangers. Like a couple of people on the podcast don't watch much outside Rangers. So it's actually difficult to say who would play together. On paper, what you're just telling me right there, obviously Soapy and Cody could play together, different skill sets. But I don't, putting this back on you slightly, Brian, from what you know at this stage, who we've got, maybe if you included Cody in that, right, argument's sake, would you know provisionally at this stage who you'd want to be your back two just now, if you had the ideal choice?
Of everybody that's there just now, and if
Cody
was there,
yeah.
I would like to see Souttar and Cody. I must admit, I think that would be a good combo. I really would.
Soapy gets a start under you then. I like that. Okay, all right.
Yeah.
It'll be at least in the bench anyway, wouldn't it? Like, even if he wasn't getting a game, because let's say we need bums and benches for the Scottish.
Yes, thing, but I just think he does well with guys who are just pure defenders, because he's the guy. Souttar is the one that likes to come out of the defence and get things going. He's always been that ball carrier, the sort of centre half that does that, and I think being with a centre half that's just all about defending suits him. Because I think if you get two guys that likes to do what Souttar does, then you get two of them just drifting around and wandering all over the place. Whereas if you get one guy that's just, I'm all about defending, I'm not interested in attacking, then I feel that's a good combo. I mean, it's going to be very. I mean, as I said before, the names that we've been linked with for ages somehow don't seem to be materializing, but the guys who we've been linked with suddenly and out of nowhere signs. So I'm starting to think the Cody one's not going to happen.
Well, your man Defoe was speaking to him, and I don't think that was bullshit. I generally think he had a conversation with him, and there's definitely, so the 100% there's been interest, and he seems keen in it from the conversations that Jermaine had with him. But there's more to it than the meets the eye, isn't there? The clubs have got to agree and come together, and maybe there's just a wee stumbling block there. It's Leicester are getting if they haven't already, a new gaffer in. And the new gaffer might want to have a look. So if we get Cody, it'll be towards the end of this window, and he is a target we want to get because everyone's saying great things about him. And by the way, I think a couple of people are on to me, by the way, Brian. Darrow's the singing the blues, man.
He's seeing them, folks, don't worry.
I can't comment where this came from. No, it isn't the £80 top, no. But maybe at the end of the season, I might actually, when they go down and get. Brian and I were discussing this before about the tops, and I'm not paying £80 for a top. Sorry, Rangers, that's ridiculous.
Absolutely.
Anyway.
Absolutely. Yeah, JD, I pretty much got nucleared. I certainly didn't put my head in a microwave, put it that way. It feels like I have, but no. Not golfing for 8-9 hours on Saturday.
Were you?
Yeah. And I actually used a brolly. I was actually using a brolly so that the sun stopped coming on me.
I saw someone in Princes Street wearing having a brolly for a wee second. And for a brief second, I was thinking, you all right, pal? And then it just took me a second to click, all right, that's actually really smart. And especially if you have the golf umbrellas, they've got their own postcode, mate.
I know, they're huge. They're absolutely huge.
How's there anything left of you, man, after that length of time in the heat? We just topping up with pints, were you?
Tough up here. Tough up here.
I'm glad you enjoyed it, mate.
Absolutely.
I'm
Singing the blues, we've already had a chat about that, and I'll just leave it at that. Yes, we've discussed that, so we'll say no more on the matter.
I give plenty of money to Rangers. I give plenty of money to Rangers. I do. So yes, thank you.
Yes, I'm my OCD is going slightly berserk, but we'll just leave it at that.
I'll still at that. Is that better? That's better, isn't it? That's better. It looks like I've got
that looks better now. But Christ, the Unibet, could the Unibet be any bigger? It's massive.
Is it bigger than that? Well, you see, you've got the top, so maybe you should just go and week it on, and we can do a comparison. Is it bigger, people, than it's supposed to be?
I don't know. It just looks, the Unibet just looks a little bit bigger. I don't know.
It does actually, mate. It does. Someone tell me in the chat. Is it a Unibrow shop?
So another obviously signing that I covered last week with the Sheffield Wednesday fan is the fact that Gassama is allegedly being announced sometime today. Allegedly, I think the Sheffield Wednesday the Sheffield Wednesday fan was very, they were pretty. A lot of the fans were gutted that he's leaving because I think they really liked him. He had something about him. He had lots of pace, but although he did say he was frustrating, but pace to burn, that's a good thing for me, isn't it, Trev?
It is. All the hype and talk around this guy is. I know, Brian. It's a chuckle in the comments. She's on form as always. The name has been thrown about quite a bit, and it's pretty exciting actually, because I think what you just said a moment ago literally is all the evidence you need. Like, for those like me that don't watch a lot of football outside Rangers, you're like, okay, I don't know much about this guy. But then when you hear from fans of his club that are going, but I actually don't want him to leave, by the way. He better leave in good money and all that, blah, blah, blah. Then you've hit possibly the jackpot there, because that's one of their better players, and we might potentially be getting them. And I'm only reading up good things about the guy. There's a couple of, out of everyone we've signed or mentions we've got so far, Brian, there's only a few people that I get really excited about for what I knew already or chat online. Cody's one of them, because like having a no-nonsense defender is really important. What's his name? Gazman? What's his name? Gaz, the new guy getting announced today.
Gassama.
Gassama, that's it. So I thank you, Brian. Gassama, excited about him because of what his previous fan base are saying about him, and obviously Asgard, just because his surname. That's how silly I get. Like, his surname is brilliant. So they were the three players we're excited about. So I hope that is announced today, mate, because he sounds like a very exciting player for us, and we've actually needed someone like him in that position for a while. So fingers crossed, man.
Absolutely. The gas man, yeah. The thing is, you're just waiting. You're waiting. You're just waiting for the new songs to come out, aren't you? The lyrics of.
We will. We will. We are brilliant at coming up with names for people, man. I remember the one for. If you remember the Christmas themed one, the one that had like Lundstrom and all that, and I'm not going to try and sing it, but that was brilliant. But then you'll hear some of the other songs like.
Was it not the ABBA song?
Rask, and I'm like, sometimes Rangers supporters, these are geniuses with the songs, and other times I'm like, you need to go back to writing songs, man. That's awful.
I did enjoy the ABBA one.
Oh yes,
that was a good one. The Tavernier Hadji.
Mate,
yeah,
like, and then the ABBA one for was it the ABBA one? What's the one for Lundstrom? Was that an ABBA one as well? But you don't need to sing it. I'm not putting you spot. But remember the one we sung for him.
I think it was ABBA.
That's what I'm going to remember him for. The only good memories, and then just dismiss him. I love that.
Oh no, it was Belinda Carlisle, wasn't it?
There you go, mate. Thank you.
It was Belinda Carlisle, because she actually tweeted the day before the that final that we had abroad and wished us good luck. It was Belinda Carlisle, yeah.
Belinda Carlisle, that's it. Nice one, man. Some of the tunes are belters. Well done, Bells. Well done.
but I mean, after Gassama signs, I'll obviously pending today. I read I read earlier or heard earlier that the Champions League deadline for signings coming up as well. So that's going to be another issue for the club. Is that it's all very well, signing. I believe it was the 17th or 18th of July that the deadline is. So, anybody signs after that can't play Champions League. So that's going to be a problem, Trev.
Aye, yeah, I forgot about that for a hot minute. Aye, that was 100% going to be a problem. Do we have enough at the moment? I can't say. I generally can't say. Depends how well Martin's got them drilled so far. Is it just for this round, do we know? Or is this until they do it per round until the group stage, isn't it? I can't remember.
I think so. I think it's per round.
Right, okay. Well, so we're maybe all right then. We're maybe all right. Do you think we have enough in the tank to do it at the moment, Brian? Maybe not.
Williams says you can make 2 changes the night before the game.
Really? What's the point of having a deadline then? I don't understand that one.
Don't know.
I remember reading something about that though. He is right. I remember that was a thing. But okay.
But it's going to be an interesting, certainly few days, few weeks as far as transfers are concerned, because obviously everybody's still waiting for, we haven't signed a striker yet, and the Dessers bids, the Igamani bids, they went awful quiet, and we haven't openly went for anybody, although Tersman's still getting banded around. If it was your ideal scenario, Trev, what would you do with the Dessers, Igaman, and going out and then the possible incomings coming in?
Well, my stance with Dessers, he's off. So Dessers away, and ideally Dessers away and Terzman in. Oh, I'd be cheesing with that. I would be cheesing with that, because Igaman has got more potential there, whereas Dessers, you can't teach an old dog new tricks. He is what he is. Love him or hate him. If he stayed, it's not the end of the world because he has goals, and clearly the figures don't lie. I just will pull my hair out if he keeps missing all these chances again in key games. So ideally, Dessers leaves and we get what we want for him, which is what we paid for him a wee bit more. And I think we've won there because we've got 51 goals at him over 2 years. We get our money back and we hold on to a hot prospect and get in a brilliant player from Israel. I think that would be icing on the cake, mate, if we could get it, if we could pull it off. But you're right, they have went quiet. And that's not such a bad thing. And I don't think there's a 100% truth in what we're hearing, because Martin said he kind of alluded that we got a bid in. I don't know if he said who it was for. I don't know if he alluded to maybe Dessers, but it wasn't what we wanted, so we said no. So he hasn't said we've got a bid in for both players. So I'm not convinced that both of them won't go. I'm saying right now, both of them won't go. At best, maybe one of them will go, and I prefer it to be Dessers, mate. So
yeah, definitely. It's a difficult one. This, I mean, there's chat about Lennon Miller today.
Is there?
I certainly don't see.
Was that our gaffer doing this? Was this our?
No, it wasn't. It wasn't the gaffer. No, it wasn't Martin. No, it wasn't Martin. No, but there is chat, and I am still of the belief that I think his head's been turned by other Scotsmen that have went to Italy, and he's seen how well they've done, like Lewis Ferguson. He's playing tremendous for Bologna. He's went out and won their first Italian Cup for I can't remember how many years. So I think we can quietly. I know we put a bid in was it last year or the year before, seemingly of £1 million, and Motherwell,
quite rightly said no.
Told us to say, said no, thank you very much. Yeah. I still believe he's going to go to the continent, isn't he? I think his mind's made up.
Yeah, I think that's. Listen, if it was a reasonable, fair price, then say aye to it, but it won't be, because I don't know what the minimum Motherwell were asking for him. It was 6 million or something like that. And he probably is worth that now. And I don't blame Motherwell for asking for that. We've left it far too late. We signed the wrong player from Motherwell a couple of years back. That's the problem. And really quickly, Brian, Aldo, do I remember watching Coy State in the 80s? No. I get into football a bit later. I'm 42, but I get into football a bit later. I know what you're going to say. he missed a lot of chances. He didn't miss as many as bloody Dessers, and he didn't miss in as many key games all the time, in my opinion, from what my memory and watching back. So anyway,
this is it, folks. It's all about opinions. Nobody's right, nobody's wrong. It's only the future will tell if you were right or wrong. Simple as that.
Exactly, mate.
That is it. Now, Trev, a topic you want to cover.
Right.
Mr. Proper. It is believed that he is asking for his contract to be paid up before he goes to Twente. Something in the region, he's on 10 to 12,000 a week. I think Twente are offering nothing like that because, Proper should know sort of Twente's budget because he was there for so long.
Yeah.
So he should know roughly what's their maximum, what's their minimum. He should know the structure pretty well. So he's asking for Rangers to basically pay up his contract and then he'll leave. Now, are Twente not going to put a bid in? Even $1 million? I thought the fact that if a club put a bid in, they wanted him, and then they sorted out the personal terms. Why should Rangers have to pay up his contract?
Yeah, that's not how it works, Robin. Someone needs to actually teach you how football contracts work, mate. Initially, listen, Cammy, I thought your comment there. I thought initially, you might not want to bring that one up, Brian. That you're right, mate. I thought initially when I heard this, I was thinking what you thought, but then I actually went, well, actually, wait a minute. The people to blame here are the previous regime for offering that contract. I don't blame the guy for jumping ship to us. We are not a better league than the Dutch league. We're not. Why would he want to leave there to come and play for us? I mean, if it's for us specifically because he'll get European football, okay. But if he's like, I fancy a bit of Scottish football, he's no right in the head. He was the captain there. He was comfortable. It's because we've allegedly went in and offered him so much more. And I just get raging really quickly with the previous regime. This is one of the main problems amongst many, but one of the main ones of what went wrong before. You have no idea in the value of players, and this is where we get into this predicament. I don't know if it's the same in football compared to like a real life job like we've got, Brian. Whereas if we're applying for a new job, right, you might get an occasion asked by a new employer, how much did you get paid before? So they've got an idea what to pay you. But often they don't know. So I'd imagine it's the same in football. They won't know what you're on at that club at that time. They'll say, what's your salary expectations? And then you might be a bit brave and be like, 10 grand, 20 grand, right? Okay, I will give you that. And he's probably like, yes, you're the answer. No wonder he doesn't want to leave. I don't blame the man. But I am a bit perplexed and pissed off at him if he's saying, pay up my contract. I don't think it's paying up the contract. It's basically, give me a sweetener to move on. And I'll go and sign with them to make up for the lack of money. And I've got my wee sweetener and we all move on. And do you want to know something, Brian? Mm-hmm. I don't want to admit this and like saying this. I reckon we just come to a compromise with him and give him, not pay it up because that's not how it works. We give him a little bit extra to leave and we never, ever again make those bloody stupid mistakes that previous regimes have made because I'm raging at them. A lot of them get in the bin. I'm so angry at them. It's a case of, what have you've done good things in the past by helping us out, but I'm sorry, people mostly will remember the negative things over the positive things when it's things like that. Sorry, rant over, mate. I knew I was going to go on a ranty one.
That's all right. That's what it's for. I think Mark's spot on as well. Twente said they could not afford his wage. Twente wanted Rangers to make up the difference to his wage. Now,
12 grand extra week.
I mean, if he's getting transferred to another club, I'm sorry. You should know what his wages are. So you should know if you can't afford the transfer fee and the wage, then move on to other targets. You know what I mean? It's not difficult unless the player comes out and says, "Look, just rip up my contract." But he's not going to do that because he's on 12 grand a week.
Yeah, no wonder. Like 12 grand extra a week. That's what is that in yo-yos? As my pal, that's what my pal he calls euros, yo-yos.
It's almost the same.
No, it's probably like 13, 14 or something, isn't it? Probably. Yeah. I don't know. 20 still in the top league. I think they are, aren't they? Aye. So maybe I think they're a bottom half club. So maybe it is out with their budget. I don't know if they're the equivalent of like a bloody St Mirren of their league, but they can't afford that, and understandably can't afford that. It's the whole thing's a bloody shenanigans, mate. It's a joke, but I don't know what's going to happen with that. The other option is we say to Robin Proper, that's not how it works in football contracts. We're not paying you up for anything. You leave or you stay. And just to be petulant, we make an example out of him and we stick him in with the kids and let him train with the kids. There you have it. Or put him on the bench.
Twente finished sixth in Eredivisie, so they're in the Europa Conference playoff.
And they can't afford okay, right. Maybe it's above their wage bracket. Maybe they're actually a club, Brian, that shot callers stick to their bloody wage structure, right? But they should be able to afford that, man. Jesus Christ, you're top 6 in one of the top 5 leagues in Europe. Mm-hmm. You can't afford that. They don't want to afford it, which is the smarter decision.
It is. That's maybe what it is. They don't want to afford it. They know his worth. Yeah, unfortunately, the old board for us didn't know his worth, so... You know, it's a difficult one. It's a difficult one.
Who would have signed him? Coppin?
Yes, I would imagine, wasn't it?
Or, at least he wasn't. At least he wasn't a wee dwarf. I mean, he was worse.
Was it the salesman or was it Coppin? I think it was Coppin.
I think it was someone in the chat will tell us. I think it was Coppin. I think car salesman. It was just after that. But yeah,
I didn't want to go too heavily at the car salesman because that'll send you on another rant, won't it?
No, that's a set. I'm over that, mate. I'm over that. I'm actually generally over Michael Beale, I promise.
Absolutely. A little message from obviously Wolf, who's obviously in the a host and a contributor on the Rangers Rabble, informed me that it's Lewis and Harris's 50th anniversary as being a supporters club, the biggest supporters club in the world as far as Rangers are concerned.
Really?
Trev. Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. Okay, I need to read into that after, by the way. That's pretty fascinating, that.
Yes. They have got seemingly some gaff over in Stornoway. It's just amazing. It's meant to be unbelievable.
It's a beautiful part of the country, mate. Everyone needs to see more of our country. Like, I'm guilty of that as well. I've seen a decent chunk. The Outer Hebrides, where that's located, is stunning. I've still to do bloody Orkney in Shetland at some point, but it's stunning over there. Hey, there's a perfect excuse for a wee rabble jaunt one day, right? If we start doing more live shows, which I'm trying to convince Martin to do, by the way, to do another live show, because the last one was funny. And I'll be tech guy. I think we need to then go over for our away trip, like Heart and Handy, do the odd one like Belfast or something. Go over to Stornoway, right?
But yeah, so that'll be Lewis and Harris's 50th anniversary this year. So congratulations to them. I mean, as Wolf says, they're one of the biggest supporters club. Well, I think they are the biggest supporters club in the world. So fair play to them. That's amazing. But of course, long time to the next game, Trev. 22nd. It's gonna be behind closed doors stuff till then. But I'll touch on the Barnsley one briefly. But it's a hell of a time between a sort of official, friendlies. We had the Bruges run on the 6th of July. And then the Champions League qualifiers on the 22nd of July. And there's no official sort of, friendlies that fans can go to. It's all behind closed doors.
Why? I don't know why they're doing that. I mean, you're wanting to make some money for the club. I don't know why they're doing, or at least show it on Rangers TV, and then you could charge bears like a tenner or a fiver or something. Like, you want to make money. I would possibly go to these games. I mean, I'm going to a Middlesbrough game. You going to Middlesbrough game? Oh, you don't do friendlies, Brian. I forgot. Right, that wasn't a dig, by the way. Teach their own. I respect that. I do, because I'm chasing Wolf in my jails. I'm going for the Wolf tier.
I'm afraid that is like chasing the carrot. You're never going to catch Wolf. You're never going to catch him.
Circles chasing my tail, mate. Yeah.
Yes, you'll never catch Wolf. I'm sorry. I mean, if Rangers played in the moon, Wolf would be there.
You'd find him in a SpaceX rocket, man. How'd you get in there? Just these bloody breathing apparatus and whatnot.
No, you would be chasing the carrot forever, trying to catch Wolf and his points tally. I'm afraid that's just.
Brian, you're in gold as well now, aren't you? Fellow gold member, aren't you?
Yes.
Well done, mate. There's a chance for Parkhead ticket and away ticket. I was asking Wolf how it all worked because I would like to go to like the odd away game in Europe. So.
I think the only thing I was concerned about was just getting, I think, semis and finals tickets. Because before I was on the cusp of, the first ballot and all that, and I was missing out by like just. So yeah, I think we've been in the gold now. At least I'm just happy in the fact that you can pretty much guarantee sort of a semi and a final ticket. So that's so that's all I was really wanting. I'm not real. I mean, away games, I'm kind of scuppered as it is purely because with my work, it's very, unless I luckily booked that week off ages ago, then it's going to be struggle. I'll struggle to get time off because the turnaround and like say when the draw's done for the say whatever
European away games.
For European away games. Say if we get Champions League, for example, my work will not let me off just purely because there's not enough time to arrange things and stuff. So I'm going to be extremely lucky to be off at the same time that European games on. So
be careful with that though, Brian, because I think it's something like 10 or 15 points for applying for European away games. I don't know if you get the ticket through or not, whether you actually get those points. But as well said, there's plenty of people that can take them off your hands if you can't make it. It's just it's nice to be back in gold. I'm not
absolutely.
Back in gold.
As I say, I generally thought it was going to take a while, but we'll nip on briefly to the Barnsley game. 1-1 with Barnsley.
I can hang around.
1-1 with Barnsley. I mean, again, my feelings and friendlies. For me, it's fitness. But I seen folk were getting their knickers in a twist yesterday because we drew with Barnsley, or was it Saturday? What's your take on all this?
I did watch the highlights. Highlights. I mean, it was bloody one of the RTV staff with an iPhone, like getting bloody block shots of pillars and everything. Well, if we're going along with your philosophy on it, Brian, which is there's no right or wrong in this. Arseholes, everyone's got an opinion. It is a fitness opportunity. 100% is a fitness opportunity. So maybe they should have them all behind closed doors then if that's the case, because it's just about playing teams, but they want to make some money at the same time. I'm not complaining about that. Barnsley, were they Championship or League One last season? I don't pretend to know. Someone could tell me. It doesn't bother me, man. I saw from those highlights a game that looked like it was 1-1, genuinely. We both had shots on target. We both were playing good at certain times throughout the podcast. Sorry, I'm reading bloody Martin's bloody comments here. Hello, Martin. Assume that's him there. But yeah, so it's a fitness exercise for sure. And there might be a couple of more, actually. I think there'll be a couple more before we start. Because the first home game isn't until like August 9th or something.
In the league.
The league guy.
Yes, 9th of August. 9th of August is their first home league game, yeah.
Still a few weeks away, so we need a lot more fitness. We can see the guys are slowly but surely improving. Every time I see Danilo on the floor blowing out his arse, I'm
quite happy.
I'm happy I'm alive. It's a good time to be alive because that guy needs bloody worked. We need to get something from that £6 million. So
absolutely. And folks, as Martin is saying, remember to like, subscribe, and share on all socials and on YouTube. $1.99. To start. You get all the content that comes your way. You get to see Trev's lovely face as well every so often.
Good people.
It's worth the $1.99. Believe me. It's really good value. We're on pretty much every day, giving you good content, and there's always extras. There's the wrestling.
Where else you get this banter, mate? Where else?
Well, exactly.
We're unique. We have the banter. We're not like the Rangers Review, who are good at what they do, but there's no banter there. They're too serious. We represent the average punter, and we have a laugh along the way. And I wouldn't want to be in another podcast. So I was not paid by Martin or Brian to say that. Right.
Now, this one, I don't know if Trev, if you're paying much attention to the women's team, obviously, but this has allegedly been confirmed that Kirsty McLean has now left the club. Now, this is a bit of a blow, I would say, for the women's team, because Kirsty's one of the she was the midfield maestro in that team that kept things ticking over. She was only 18, 19. She was hopefully going to be there for years to come, but it looks now she's left, and that's a shame, isn't it?
Yeah. Your man Wilf told us about this on the Random Rabble on Saturday, and I don't think I'd fully woken up because I was like, "Oh, that's magic," and then I went, "Oh, she's leaving." Right? Okay, I've read that wrong. Sorry. And then he explained what you just said there. She was one of the more promising upcoming players. A lot of potential there and a lot of talent. Is this the same kind of situation, roughly, Brian? Is like one of the young lads from the first team or from the youth team leaving and getting snapped up by a team in England, and we just can't afford to match the wages? Is it the same thing with the women's side?
It could be that, yes. I think obviously Liverpool playing in the WSL as well. They're playing the Man Cities, the Arsenals, the Chelseas. It's a far better league. So you certainly don't begrudge the lassie going to Liverpool, because it's Liverpool she's joined. So you don't certainly begrudge her that. You would certainly wish her all the best. It's just, I think as Rangers fans, you always like them to stay, just stay for as long as they can physically, want to. But it's understandable that, she's seen that there's a club in the WSL came in for her, so it's a difficult one. And are you there, Martin?
Yes, I'm not letting anybody see me because only the members get to see me when I look and sound like this. But it was just a quick shout out to everybody. We're doing a sort of a rabble get together tomorrow night. My little brother is in the Peterhead squad heading to Fir Park to face Motherwell in the Premier Sports Cup. And we were doing it for the members, but I just thought I'd throw it in here for the afternoon rabble if anybody's interested. We'll be meeting up in Motherwell sometime around 6:30. 6:30 at the Wetherspoons in Motherwell Town Centre. And if you want to head along to the game tomorrow night, the away section is in the Philadelphia North Stand. Adult tickets are £15. Kids tickets are under 12s, I should say, are a £5. So we're just doing we're just doing a wee get together, a wee rabble night, and hopefully my wee brother gets on and Peterhead can beat Motherwell. That's all I come on to say, folks. Have a great day.
Thank you very much, Martin. Thank you very much. So there you go, Motherwell versus Peterhead tomorrow. I believe it's the what cup is it? The
Premier,
Challenge Cup, the Premier Sports Cup.
It's the League Cup.
Was it League Cup?
It's the first round. You know how we get a bye to what is it, the third or fourth, whatever. It's just their first round.
Yeah. So, well, Scott, he lives in Hamilton, so being stuck there is not. I think Martin's got a fear of getting stuck in Motherwell more than getting stuck in Hamilton. I think that's the way it is.
Charles, you missed your chance. You had literally 2 or 3 minutes to abuse your favourite podcaster there with a donation. You never done it, mate. Disappointed. He's always saying sweary words to Martin. It's pretty amusing now, to be fair, Charles.
Absolutely. But so how do you feel, just to finish off with things, how do you feel the transfer window has went so far?
If I'm going to give it a score out of 10, I'm going to be generous to say 7, because I think we're doing all right with the tools at our disposal. The fact that Martin said himself that, Farewell and whatnot are on the phone all the time to folk that are on the beach still on holiday. And we notice this knock-on effect of the biggest fish. And when I say the biggest, I mean the most money and the richest leagues get to go fishing first, and then it filters down, and it's doing that now. So I'm okay. I think we're doing all right. Could it be a wee bit better? Yes. But I believe the gaffer, when he's saying everyone is literally working all the time to get this done, you cannot ask more than that. And we're getting some transparency from people without... That's another thing, Brian. The gaffer is telling us information without telling us too much, if that makes sense. So he's not like the car salesman who would tell you bloody everything, he'd whistle for a penny. He is telling you enough without going too far, and I like that. He's walking that tightrope, and that I like that. He's been honest without screwing things up. So yeah, I think we will get more names in, people. We will be fine, but we'll be shopping right up to the last minute, I think.
Absolutely.
Brian, your thoughts?
Yeah, I was kind of go in the 6-7 mark, much as such the same as you. It's nothing outstanding, but nothing dreadful. It's just you're almost waiting for that one signing just to bump it up a little bit more. Maybe the numbers, the amount coming in as well, and how the outs go as well. I think that will determine the sort of overall score at the end. But I think just now I'm much in such with you. 6, 7 out of 10. I'll go 6.5 just to split yours.
Okay.
Gallant, we believe from what we're getting told it's today sometime. So just keep an eye out because we might do a little breaking pod. We'll see if we can get folk.
I'm on the gas, man. Come on, sign him.
Allegedly it's this afternoon, but we'll wait and see. From what we've been hearing, what people are saying, it looks as though it's happening this afternoon. So
the rumour is, Brian, was it a 4-year contract with option of a 5th, which is interesting. So that is serious investment and trust in a boy who is doing well, but is still to 100% prove himself, I think. So we believe in this player quite a lot. I hope it works out.
Absolutely. Yes, totally agree. Well, Trev, that'll be us. Thank you very much.
Yep. Cheers. Pleasure.
Don't want to go on too long and upset the boss because he likes his 40 minute mark. Yeah. He's getting obsessed with that. But good luck to Adam and Peterhead tomorrow night at Motherwell. If you fancy going along, as Martin was saying earlier, tickets are available. So get along, and so there'll be a few of the mob there as well. So if you want to give them any slaggings in person, you can do that at Fir Park. And then Trev with his brand new top there, but I'm saying nothing about that. I'm
£80, man. That broke me.
I'm going to skate over that. I'm not saying another word. But Trev, thank you very much.
Cheers, Brian.
Thank you very much, everyone in the comments. We'll be back tonight, I believe, with Martin hopefully feeling a little bit better than what he is, because he's obviously struggling. But hopefully a little bit of medication will help him get rid of that stuffy nose or whatever's wrong with him. But thanks, Bryn. Join us at 7:30 tonight, and we'll speak to you very, very soon.